Hello everyone, it's good to finally be back after about I think a month and a half. There have been some unforeseen circumstances that have come up, so I have not been able to film, and unfortunately this spring the weather has been terrible, and sadly I have not been able to get my Boxster out much so far. But today the weather is cooperating, so we are going to push through with this spring checklist video. These are routine maintenance items that I check every year to help ensure that this car is roadworthy. So some of those items include checking the lug nuts and the suspension. We're going to remove the top and front engine covers and check the belt, tensioners, and the water pump. We'll also check the fluids and the camshaft position sensors, and just generally look and make sure that there aren't any oil leaks. So without further ado, let's get started with checking the suspension. All right, so now I'm going to get in here and see if there's any play in the suspension. All right, this feels good. All right, now we're going to do this on the remaining 3 wheels. So now we're going to check the suspension in the rear. Oh yeah, I can hardly, yeah, there's no play here at all. All right, awesome. So we have the last 2, and then we're going to move on. All right, so we've checked all 4 wheels. The suspension feels nice and tight. So now we're going to move on to the lug nuts. We have a 19mm socket here. We are going to check the wheel torque. It is set at 96 foot-pounds. For the 5th lug nut here, we have this security bit. You're now going to spin this till it locks in. Okay, here we go. All right, so that was easy enough. In the interest of time, I'm not going to show the rest of the wheels, but we will get that done, and then we will move into removing the top and front engine cover. So I just put the top halfway up. We needed to do that in order to get to the top engine cover, so we're now going to remove that. All right, there's a cable down in here. It's hard to show, but you've got to unhook that before you lift this up. Okay, I've now exposed the cover.
Quarter turn. Quarter turn here.
All right, you're going to see this attachment for the subwoofer here. You got to make sure you remove this. Okay, there we go. Next, this comes out. All right, now we have the engine cover, which we will need to remove. Here, and there's one in the middle as well. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Oh, there she is. That engine. Very nice. So we're looking in here, and one of the things I had mentioned was the camshaft position sensor.
Yep.
All right, we are gonna look down in here if you can see. Definitely looks like some leaking. So that is gonna need to be replaced. Might be a little bit of a better shot of it there. All right, so we've just moved the seats up. We're gonna remove the front cover off next. Okay, these should just twist off. We'll see, there we go.
Let's cut my fingernails release.
All right, I got my husband helping here on the other side. Would make this go a little bit quicker. Ooh, here we go. Okay.
Done this in a while. I think that comes out. All right.
Okay. And now we're gonna have to remove this cover here. All right, now it's time to remove the cover. Oh yeah, look at that.
We're leaking over there.
I'm gonna swing over to the other side. Now on the driver's side, you're gonna see right here a leak. Figure out where that is coming from. This is why we do this. Last year, this got a clean bill of health, but this year, this is new. Okay. So let's take a look at the belts here. These were replaced 3 years ago, along with the water pump. So I don't see any issues here. They still look pretty good. Of course, my main concern is that leak we're seeing, that's a bit concerning. While we're in here, we're also gonna check the pulleys, and of course these here, so this is an idler tensioner here. All right, so they're smooth. They're not making any sounds. No wiggling going on here. It's a power steering pump pulley. Again, moving it around. No play. Air conditioning pulley. Again, smooth. No play. And then alternator pulley here. Again, nice and smooth. Don't feel any play in this. All right, well, feeling good about that. Then down here we have our water pump pulley. That was also replaced at the same time we replaced the belt. So this feels good. No play, it's smooth. All right, so we just turned the car on. You can see the belt is running smoothly. Sounds good, no bearing noise, no harshness, no rattling, clanking. All right, so now let's take a look at the fluids. So now we're in the trunk. This is where you're gonna find your antifreeze here. Here's the level. Not sure how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's about here, which means it is a little low. I did notice a little bit of moisture here along the perimeter. So there may be some evaporation going on here, but I just am concerned as to whether or not there may be some kind of leak in here. So more to come on that, but in the meantime, we will add more antifreeze, and obviously this is your oil and your oil dipstick. Coming around to the front of the car now, you have your brake fluid here, and there is the level. We replaced this last year. I believe this should be replaced every couple of years, but we did it last year, so this should be good for this year. And then of course over here you've got your windshield washer fluid. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to top that off. Well, that concludes today's video. I have some future content coming up hopefully soon where I will be replacing the tuning forks in the front. You may recall I did a prior video where I replaced the tuning forks in the back. I've been noticing a bit of this hollow clunking sound coming from the front. Similar, not as bad as what I was hearing from the rear, but I believe the tuning forks are the culprit, so I think it's time for them to be replaced. And of course, the elephant in the room is the IMS bearing. You know, this is something I've been talking to my husband about. I believe this is something that really should be replaced on this car. In terms of whether or not we could do the job ourselves, I think we may be getting in a little over our heads doing this job ourselves. So I will probably be asking around and getting some quotes, and certainly happy to share that with you and to let you know approximately what something like that may cost. All right, well, I appreciate your being here. Thank you for your patience, and for those of you who have liked and subscribed, I do very much appreciate the support. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.